Welcome to the sanctuary. I am the architect, and this explainer you're about to witness, it isn't just some presentation, it is a dark confession. Look around my domain. I built these glass-enclosed walls to keep the world out, to keep time out. I genuinely thought I was constructing a monument to perfect order, an eternal fortress where nothing could ever decay. But as I look at what I've actually built, I have to confess to you the grim reality of what this place truly is. Okay, let's dive into this. To really understand my sanctuary, you have to understand my obsession. I was completely consumed by this desperate desire to conquer time itself. I just couldn't bear the fleeting nature of life, or that agonizing burden philosophers call radical freedom, that terrifying reality that we have to constantly choose our own path in a chaotic world. It was too much. So my solution? I decided to pin my days down. Just like a collector pressing dead butterflies, I wanted to take my fluid, unpredictable life and turn it into rigid, static specimens pinned to felt. Chapter 1. The Illusion of Mastery. I called it mastery, but in truth, it was the art of not living. By eliminating chaos, I felt this false sense of divine control over the universe. I mistook a voluntary submission to emptiness for actual elevation. Intellectual salvage was my absolute masterpiece. I would take the most beautiful, vibrant moments of my life, a past laugh, a sudden thrill of fear, the perfect morning light, and I would ruthlessly rip them from the living, breathing body of time. With immense pride, I pinned them beneath impenetrable glass, literally manufacturing fixed, dead objects to populate my sterile kingdom. I mean, just look at the grand inventory of my collection, the grim trophies of my supposed victory over time. I treated my memories exactly like pressed botanical specimens. They're like dead flowers arranged perfectly in a glass display case. Beautiful, sure, but entirely lifeless. I took the raging waters of life and turned them into dried rivers, stripped completely of their current. Every single day was arranged flat, carefully labeled and stored away. I wholly embraced what you might call the lead of mortality, a horizontal line of completely identical days, deliberately chosen to eliminate the corrupting air of surprise. Chapter 2. The Existentialist Reversal. You see, the true motive behind these glass walls was a desperate, clawing need to escape the pure agony of choice. Every morning you wake up, you are condemned to be free, and I couldn't stand that responsibility. This is the existentialist reversal. The fundamental law of human life is that existence precedes essence, meaning you have to define who you are through your continuous daily actions. Well, I flat out rejected that radical freedom. I wanted to be a god of definition. I wanted to define myself once and for all, freeze it in glass, and never have to act again. I wanted a finalized essence, without the messy, unpredictable burden of actual existence. And this brilliantly illustrates a delusion of sheer, breathtaking scale. I actually believed I could hoard the infinite within the finite. I literally thought I could claim the light of the stars as my own personal, static property neatly framed within my walls. But the vast, cosmic indifference of the universe, it just laughs at a man who tries to put infinity inside a glass box. Chapter 3. Confronting the Chaotic Wanderer. But no fortress is truly isolated. From the high windows of my tower, I would look down into the chaotic, muddy streets below. And there, I would see him, the Wanderer, moving right through the unpredictable currents of time, fully embracing radical freedom and raw, chaotic growth, the spirit of becoming. I aimed my evil eyes straight downward. I vehemently defended my glass cases. I told myself my static order of comfort, my essence without existence, was infinitely superior to his messy, painful reality. I convinced myself he was just a fool for letting the world bruise him. But the truth is, true greatness actually demands the Nietzschean will to power. It's the brutal necessity to master oneself, not by hiding away, but through constant self-overcoming. Through the courageous embrace of chaotic growth. The Wanderer, well, he embraces this cosmic test. And I must admit to you, I failed it. I failed because I was utterly paralyzed by fear.
Chapter 4. Dust and Spiritual Entropy.
So the crucial point is, the arrogance finally cracks. As I walk through my grand sanctuary today, looking at the pristine memories I worked so intensely to preserve, I don't see perfect moments anymore. I see physical, undeniable decay. Moments are living things. By removing my memories from the unpredictable stream of life, I deprive them of the oxygen of time. I thought I was saving them, but I was actually suffocating them. This is the tragic, inevitable failure of my closed system. First, you remove the moment from the stream of time. Then, you deprive it of the vital risk of loss because, let's face it, without the risk of losing something, it holds absolutely no true value. And finally, you just stand there helplessly and watch it succumb to spiritual entropy. My vibrant stars, my captured mornings, my perfectly preserved laughs, without life's essential risk, they are all crumbling into gray, dead powder right before my very eyes.
Chapter 5. The Rot of Ressentiment.
And from that decay, something even darker emerged. My desperate grab for control didn't just fail, it curdled into venomous resentment. A deep, bitter resentment of anything out there that still possessed the vitality I had surrendered. I became nothing more than the guardian of stagnation. That judgment I aimed at the wanderer, it was a complete lie. It was just a projection of my own failure, judging those who actually dare to live. My perfect collection wasn't wings to elevate me, it was an anchor, dragging my spirit down into the mud while I pretended I was up in the clouds. Chapter 6. The Shattered Glass Tomb. Which brings us to the horrific climax of this fable, the moment the illusion shatters completely. The full crushing weight of cosmic futility is echoing through these silent halls right now. So I have to ask you, looking at my life's work, is this a throne or a cage? I survey the perfectly aligned dead order of my creation. I am surrounded by the ashes of my own memories, and the despair is absolute. I mistook my cage for a throne. Let's move to and see how this built. I am merely a shadow, trapped on the wrong side of the glass. I thought I was looking at a display, but I am the one inside the case. These frames were never fortresses protecting my life from chaos. They were the walls suffocating the very breath out of it. This sanctuary is nothing but a self-made tomb. Let my confession serve as a grim cautionary warning to you all. Do not choose the comfort of the known over the terrifying unknown of the abyss. This art of not living is a voluntary submission to the ultimate truth of the void. If you fear the risk of loss, if you try to freeze your life just to avoid the pain of growth, you are quite literally choosing spiritual death. So I leave you with this final thought. Look at your own life. Are you preserving your days or are you actually living them? Before your own memories turn to gray, crumbling dust, find the courage to shatter the glass. Throw yourself relentlessly into the unpredictable, chaotic, beautiful spirit of becoming. Because anything less is simply waiting in a tomb.